Hey guys, my name is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to be talking about some of my favorite baby products. So if you guys saw my life update, or if you had been watching my channel for any time semi-recently, you knew I was pregnant and that I had my son. So a lot of what's been going on for the past, gosh, it's been a month and a half now already, has been very baby focused. And so I just sort of wanted to share with you guys the items that have definitely made my life easier since having him, because, hi honey, because it is a big adjustment. I also have my dog in here with me, so you're gonna hear babies and dogs. But, so the very first thing I want to talk about is actually where my son is laying right now. And that is going to be this thing here. Did you just spit up, baby? You did. Let me clean that up for you. It's going to be this contraption here. I don't actually know what these are called, play gyms or something like that. This one is, I believe, from IKEA. It was actually a hand-me-down from my sister, but this is the perfect place. Yeah, the perfect place to have him lay after we do diaper changes and everything. And we will do tummy time on this as well as story time. And it is just one of the best things. I guess you don't necessarily have to have this one, but because it was a hand-me-down, it was free, so that, you know, is always a great thing. The next thing I want to talk about are Boppies. So in case you guys are not aware, Boppy is the name brand of like these baby pillows. They're not like typical pillows, and I actually have two different versions. The first one, this is like the typical nursing pillow from them. Basically you use this to nurse. It has a cutout through here. You can usually take it and put it around yourself, put it sideways, however you want to do it, to help you position the baby. I find this to be a very, very great one. It helps not have so much weight on you, in your arms or on your stomach, abs, however you're holding your baby. And I, since I had a C-section, really needed something to help take that weight off of where that incision and all the healing would be. So this ended up being a really, really great one. We actually still currently use it basically anytime I end up sitting down with him in the rocking chair or on the couch. And if I know I'm gonna be there for a little while, usually like when I'm feeding him, I definitely find myself using this one. The other Boppy we have is this lounger Boppy. So this is fully closed, and we will sometimes use this if we're at a place that does not have like a good place to lay him down. So basically downstairs, we don't have any sort of good place to lay him on, like a good surface. Whereas like up here we have the like play gym, we have his bassinet, we have a few different places to lay him down in case we need to put him down for a little second. Downstairs we don't, because after the C-section I basically just lived upstairs. So what we have here is a Boppy that he can lay on and lounge on so that we don't have to carry him all the time. You want to try this one out, honey? And then there we are. We are slightly inclined and just chilling out. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, baby. You like it, don't you? Yeah. Sorry for all the camera adjustments. I'm sure you guys understand. So that, we're just gonna leave him in that one for now. The next item I want to talk about is actually the swing that we currently have upstairs in our bedroom. He was a little too young to use it at first, but we are definitely using it a little bit more. The good thing about the swing that we currently have is it's actually a swing and basically rocker combination. So it does have the part where it will swing, and you actually can take the rocker part off and have it be a rocker as well. The rocker also has vibration levels, which I'm not too sure if he likes or not yet, but it is very handy. And then the swing, one other part that I like, because the rocker does come off, there are actually 3 different ways that you can place the swing. You can have it so that it swings side to side, and then you can place it so it swings back and forth, but you can technically place it so it swings back and forth one way or the opposite way, so it just depends on how you need to place the base of the swing. So you have 3 different ways that you can place it on there, but 2 different swinging motions. But it's just a really nice swing, and I'm just super happy for the person that bought it for us. Next, these might seem like a small thing, but I have been enjoying them a lot, and they are these bibs. We actually have, I think, 3 different brands of these specific type of bibs, but basically what it is like a bandana type of bib. The front is a nice, just like soft cloth, and then the back is a more fuzzy type of cloth. I don't know if you guys can see that there, but basically what we've been using it for, I think these are called like drool bibs. We've been using it for when he eats. He is a super messy eater. No matter what, he always has formula or breast milk dripping down the sides of his mouth, and so this helps catch all that extra wetness before it gets to his onesie. And also the second layer of fabric helps it so that he does not actually get wet. It actually, I have never had it soak through from the top to the bottom. So the top will get wet, the bottom stays dry. Bless you. So he stays dry as he eats. A continuation of the eating thing, another thing that I really enjoy are these like formula containers. I believe these are basically travel containers. This one has 3 different sections in it, and it has a lid that you can twist to each section so that you can basically just dump the formula into a pre-made bottle of water, which is what we do. Bless you. We will have a bottle with some water in it, and we will dump the pre-made formula in there. We always take this in the diaper bag when we are out and about, but also it has been a really nice thing to have in the middle of the night. So if we do end up with formula, we're not trying to do a scoop or 2 into the bottle at night because we like to keep our room as dark as possible. Instead, we can just sort of open this up, line up the opening with the top of the bottle, and in you go. It's quick and easy, and we actually have 2 of these. Speaking of our room at night, because we do like to keep it as dark as possible, one other thing that I have absolutely been loving is a humidifier. So we have this humidifier that has, I believe it was technically 4 different settings. So they have a light humidifier, like the, I guess the lower setting, and the lower setting with a night light, a higher setting with a night light, and then just the high setting. And the one thing that I've absolutely been loving, besides the obviously humidifier aspect that keeps the room a little bit less dry because he was having some dry skin issues, is the light on it. It is just the nicest light pale blue sort of light. It gives just enough light to have it be enough to see by for stuff that we need to do. I can check into his bassinet, his pack and play that we have in our bedroom, and make sure if he's awake or not, but it's not super bright, and I just think it is really, really pretty. Also, speaking of lights, we have a separate light that I've absolutely been loving in his nursery. So basically, he is currently sleeping in our room in his own pack and play, so he has his own bed. But we never really had a good diaper changing area in that bedroom. It was one of those things where we had one that attached to the pack and play, but right after my C-section surgery, it was too low for me to comfortably change his diaper. So we have exclusively been changing his diaper in the nursery on top of the dresser. But again, we didn't want to have the light too bright in here during the middle of the night because we didn't want him to like be like, oh my gosh, that is such a bright light in my eyes after I've been sleeping in the dark, and we didn't want him to wake up too much. So what we currently have in here is a Harry Potter Golden Snitch light that I actually received in a book box, and it is just the perfect amount of light in the middle of the night to change his diaper and not have it super, super bright. Also, I love anything geeky. His room is actually space themed, but the Harry Potter light, I got it in a book box and it is gorgeous, and so I'm actually very happy that we have that as well. Another thing that's technically not baby related, but we have been using it for baby and I wanted to talk about it, is this wheeled cart that we actually got at Michael's. So this is a cart that I know I have a separate one downstairs that I've been using in the office. But we knew once I bought one and have been loving it that we should buy a second one for the baby's room, and we actually bought this months ago. But what we do is we use it for diapers. So we have diapers and wipes up here. We have diaper cream as well as other baby utensils. So this has like the nasal aspirator. It has a butt spatula for diaper cream. It also usually contains our little baby fingernail clippers. And at the very bottom we have some swaddle blankets. We just received so many of these during the baby shower and everything that they just don't fit in the dresser that we have. So this is sort of like our diaper changing station. And even though it's not a baby product, I absolutely love it. Next, like most babies, our baby does use a pacifier occasionally. So this is the current one he's using. It just has a cute little dinosaur on there. If you guys are ever on my Instagram, I do post pictures of him quite often, and he does have this in the pictures as well. But this is not what I was talking about. This right here is what I wanted to talk about. So these are pacifier clips. We have a few different ones. We have a couple of like these ones with a metal head, I guess, and then we have a couple with plastic ones. But basically all this does is you hook the pacifier onto the clip, and then you clip it onto your baby's clothes. And then there it is. So the main reason, hi, you like being on camera? And the dog too? You want it? So he doesn't seem like he necessarily wants it. There we go. So what he does occasionally is, even if he wants his pacifier, he will have it in his mouth for a while. And this usually happens at the house because I don't like him to sleep with the clip on. We always take it off the pacifier. He will spit it and it will fall to the floor. But we love these clips especially when we're going out and about, because if he has his pacifier in as I'm carrying him around, or if we're in a store or anything like that, I do not want it to hit the floor. We always wash his pacifier once it hits our floor, but I wouldn't want it to happen somewhere else where we might not be able to do that right away. And so these clips have come in very handy. Speaking of going out and about, I have been absolutely loving this wrap carrier. Hi. From Boba Wraps. So actually I think I'm going to demonstrate that for you guys. It'll just be slightly easier than trying to show you on the floor because this thing is huge, but I absolutely love it. Okay, so this is our wrap here. Like everything on my channel, none of this is sponsored. This is all just stuff that I like, and this just happens to specifically be a brand name wrap. This one I actually did purchase for myself off of Amazon because I knew I wanted one, and we didn't receive really any sort of carriers that we could use with him being super, super small. So this thing is very long. It is all on the floor right now, but basically you take it and you put it on and you wrap it around your shoulders. I've used this so much that actually I've even become a pro at putting this on in a car, like sitting down. Take the rest, gonna put it all the way through. And then I like to make sure it's very tight here, but also I usually will put this side over the top of the other one because it does have a like tag thing sewn into it, and I don't want that to be irritating on his skin. And then we wrap around and back. So now, this is basically what our wrap looks like currently. And now we're gonna put a baby in it. Come here, baby. So one leg first. And we will adjust it around his back and his butt. Other leg. And then back through the very first part of the fabric we did. His legs will be in the really good M shape. And then I can go around, no hands. I will usually support him if we go anywhere, just sort of under his butt. But we've also been getting really good at using our neck. If you guys can see. Most of the time when we're in this wrap, we're actually at a store and he falls asleep in the car, so I put him in this while he's asleep. I usually will tuck his head into half of the wrap so that it's not sticking out anywhere, and then he'll usually stay asleep through everything that we do. One other big item that I've definitely been loving has been our rocking chair. That is something that will eventually come back into our nursery, but for the moment is in our bedroom because that is actually where he sleeps. That is something that I will sit in to use when I'm feeding him or even to rock him to sleep. We will sit there and cuddle. It is a very, very nice plush chair. It also reclines, which I have used previously. You can't rock when it reclines, but it's a swivel rocker glider recliner. It is just absolutely perfect.
One other thing that I wanted to mention is I have this baby tracker app down here on the bottom right hand corner of my screen. This has been a lifesaver. So what we have going on here is we have my son. This is what we have going on for today. So we track his formula and or breast milk, his diapers, and I will sometimes track his naps throughout the day if I want an average for that. But basically the main thing that we use is that we can actually have us both check his diapers and formula, so we have a way that we can share this as a family. And because my husband has been amazing at helping change his diapers and feed him at night, so I get a little bit of sleep like late in the evening, he'll take like the 10 p.m., 12 a.m. type of feedings and everything. I can see what he ate or not during the last time he was fed, and he can then see what I did before that. It is just a really, really good way of sharing this information. I just absolutely love it.
And then the last few items I wanted to talk about were books. So specifically a couple of my favorite baby books, which we can actually see here. So these I've been absolutely loving. This one I think is my absolute favorite right now. It's 8 Little Planets by Chris Ferry, pictures by Lizzie Doyle. So Chris Ferry does these like scientific baby books. Like he has like the ABCs of mathematics, rocket science for babies. I think he has quite a few of those books, and while I absolutely love those, some of them, like the ABCs ones, grow as your baby grows, so it does get more sciencey as you do it. And then the other ones, they're like the rocket science for babies takes like a ball and it tells, like it has a little sentence at the very end of every single page, and it's like slight changes to the ball until you eventually get to a rocket, and so it gives you small concepts of science, which I do love. However, this one here is science in the typical baby book format. So it has the like rhyming lines and a very nice, at least for me, pacing of the words. So like even just the very first page, 8 little planets going around the sun. Could these little planets be having much fun? 8 little planets with the sun at the center. Does each one wish it were a little bit better? So as you go through, it goes through every single little planet. And yes, it is 8 little planets, not 9, but on the back it does have a dedication to Pluto, so that's great. But so like here, silly old Saturn looks far too busy, all those moonlets should make a planet dizzy. But the 6th little planet loves all those things, they help give the planet such beautiful rings. So all of this is just rhyming, but with a fact or two about the planets. So here, fiery Venus must feel rather fraught, 900-degree temperatures sure are hot. But the 2nd little planet never cries. It loves being the brightest planet in the sky. Focus. Maybe? Focus. There we go. So yes, I just absolutely love this book. I love how it is science related and space related because that is my thing. Both the nursery and like our wedding are all space and galaxy themed, and so I love this one for the science, but also for the illustrations and the fact that it is written like a baby book, and so it is very easy to read, and I just think it's absolutely adorable. The other one I've really been loving is The Watermelon Seed by Greg Pizzoli. This one is more of a baby book told from the point of view of the alligator. This one I picked up because at the very end of my pregnancy, I was having watermelon multiple times a day. I think we went through at least one big watermelon a week. And so I picked this up and it was just absolutely adorable. So it is all very cute images, but it's written from the point of view of the alligator. And It just deals with him swallowing a seed and thinking that he's gonna basically turn into a watermelon, and I love it. And then the very last thing is also a book. It is not the same kind of book. This is a chat book. So again, nothing is sponsored. It's just something I've absolutely been loving. But this is basically an app that is on your phone, that you can get on your phone, and it will take pictures that you want to from either your photo library or from Instagram and basically put it in a book for you. And so we did this. This one here is, I believe it was about 86 pages. Maybe it was 89, but it was in the 80s, high 80s. And this is all just Presley's first month. So you get to pick your cover. We picked the hardcover version. They do have paperback as well, but they have a 6x6 or an 8x8 of both versions. This is the 6x6 hardcover version, and you do have to have a minimum of 30 pages in here, but then you can add more on, and it just adds a small fee per page. And like I said, I think we did like 86 or 89. It does have the little chat books logo on the back, and then you get to pick what you want it to say. And so we said Presley's first month. I don't think that ever focused, but August 1st to September 1st. And then you get to pick your pages with your pictures in it. They are nice, thick, sort of laminated pages. And if you take it off of your Instagram, it'll actually take the captions that you have on there as well. I deleted all the hashtags that I had tagged on there just because I didn't really want that on there. You can either have the captions on the second page, especially if they're longer, they'll do that for you, or you can also have it at the bottom of the page. I've also used the caption setting without putting a caption just because it also puts the date of the pictures. So if you're taking it from your photo library, the date will end up being the day you took the picture. If you take it from your Instagram, it's the day you posted on Instagram. But it's just absolutely adorable, and I love it so much. This is definitely something that we are considering doing for at least his entire first year. We'll see exactly what happens, but I do want them to be around the same length, and so we're looking at around like 80s and 90s pages. So this was his first month. I don't know if we're gonna get to the 80s or 90 pages in this. We started getting cranky. I don't know if we're gonna get to the 80 or 90 pages mark within the second month like we did in the first month. So we might combine months 2 and 3. We will definitely see what's going on, but I really enjoy this. I love the fact that you can basically make it however you want to. We're using it as a way to keep baby pictures for him, but you can do smaller events, however you want to do that, but at least a 30-page minimum, and then they add on the fee. I believe for my hardcover book with the like 86 or 89 pages, I ended up paying around $30. Basically the price of a hardcover adult book, and this was super nice quality. It was super, super easy to do because you just do it on the app on your phone, and I'm looking forward to making our next one. And this is editing Chelsea here. I just wanted to let you guys know I actually do have a code for chat books. I'm gonna leave that in the description down below in case you guys wanna check them out. But it does give you $10 off your order of your chat book. So that's actually quite a good deal because as I explained earlier, I actually received mine for like $30. So that's like 33% off, which is not too bad. So those, I believe, are all the current baby products that I'm absolutely loving. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. I'm going to leave a link to everything that I can down in the description in case you guys are interested in any of that. Subscribe to this channel if you would like to see more videos. I do have videos up on Mondays and Thursdays, so I will see you then. Bye!